The capital city of Denmark, Copenhagen, is one of the most alluring Scandinavian destinations, thanks to its exceptional food, architecture, and history. If you visit in the winter months, the best way to experience Copenhagen is simply to bundle up and walk the streets, starting in Nyhavn, where colorful row houses line the canal, and venturing to hipster enclaves like Vesterbro. In the summer, however, Copenhagen is all about getting out on the canals and soaking in the 17 hours of sunlight. Whether it's your first time to Copenhagen and you're looking for a classic experience, such as strolling the Tivoli Gardens, or you're looking for a more eclectic do-as-the-locals-do vacation, this Scandinavian city can satisfy any travel palate, from the Hans Christian Andersen statue at Rosenborg Castle Gardens to the lowdown on high-class neighborhoods like Frederiksberg. Consider this your essential Copenhagen guide. Throughout this video, we will discuss the top 10 things to do during your trip to Copenhagen, Denmark in 2023. If you are a traveler like us, please drop a like on this video, hit that notification bell, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel so that we can continue to provide you with quality travel content moving forward. Okay, let's get traveling. We'll start in the Indre By, the inner city. This is the heart of Old Town Copenhagen, with its blend of charming and old buildings and bold new architecture, broad avenues and tiny streets, as well as picturesque canals and a modern harbor. The inner city is home to the Royal Danish Theatre, which consists of 3 buildings, 2 of which are new and situated on the harbor front. The streets, squares, and venues of the inner city and its surrounding neighborhoods are alive all year round, with everything from jazz festivals to outdoor skating rinks and parachuting at the lakes right in the center of the city. This compact area boasts beautiful old castles, tranquil parks, and bustling squares where you can always find a bench to stretch out your legs whenever you need a break. Let's start at Nyhavn, or New Harbor, which is actually steeped in a long heritage. Colorful buildings line the canal and hint at a history of small vessel traffic. Like many ports, this strip has a salty history, rich with sailors, drinking, and literary exploits. Danish author Hans Christian Andersen made his home in Nyhavn as well. It's cleaned up now and is a lovely place for a stroll. Or how about Rosenborg Castle? The beautiful 400-year-old castle is situated in central Copenhagen's popular park, the King's Garden. The castle was built by one of the most famous Scandinavian kings, Christian IV. Today, the glory of the past can be experienced through the numerous art treasures of the previous kings and queens. Among the main attractions is the Great Hall, with the coronation thrones and 3 life-size silver lions standing guard. The crown jewels and royal regalia sparkle behind the thick walls of the treasury beneath the castle. We next move to Our Saviour's Church. Our Saviour's is one of Denmark's most famous churches. Ever since the Serpentine Spire was inaugurated in 1752, it has been a popular pastime to climb the 400 steps to the top. Our Saviour himself stands on top of the Golden Globe and keeps watch over the royal city of Copenhagen. 6 years and a large amount of money have been spent on renovating the spire. Each year, more than 60,000 people climb the many flights of stairs to the top, 90 meters above street level. In 2007, the view from the top was voted the best in the city by Copenhageners. The last 150 steps are on the outside of the spire. This is not an ascent for those afraid of heights. Continuing on with our tour of Indre By, we visit Torvholleren. Are you looking for Danish delicacies, local vegetables, fresh fish, or maybe some Italian specialties? Then visit Copenhagen's popular marketplace, Torvholleren. Torvholleren is situated right by Nørreport Station and offers more than 80 shops. Several Copenhagen shops are also present at Torvholleren, and among others you will find a tea shop, Contact Tea, Cofoco Supermarché, and the famous chocolate Summerbird. Torvholleren was designed by architect Hans Hagens and opened in September 2011. Rounding out our trip to Indre By is Runde Tårn, the round lookout tower. One of the best known and most popular structures in Denmark is the Round Tower, which has been a distinctive feature of the Copenhagen skyline since 1642. The tower once soared far above the rest of the rooftops in the city, and university astronomers studied the stars and planets from the observatory at the top. The scholars may have forsaken the building a long time ago, but during the winter, visitors are still able to gaze at the cosmos from Europe's oldest functioning observatory. The platform that runs around the outside of the observatory affords views over the Old Latin Quarter. From here, you can spot most of the city's famous buildings. Halfway up the tower is the entrance to the large and stunningly beautiful Library Hall, which now serves as a popular gallery and concert venue. It hosts several exhibitions a year and stages concerts almost every week. Above the library is the Bell Loft, notable for its enormous wooden beams, which were used in the reconstruction of the tower following the Great Fire of Copenhagen in 1728. The loft is also home to a small exhibition of fascinating artifacts from the tower's history, including Christian IV's wax seal, a tin of medicine produced by Tycho Brahe, and a piece of the bomb that exploded in the Library Hall during the bombardment of Copenhagen in 1807. The Round Tower was built by Christian IV between 1637 and 1642. It was the first part of the Trinitatis complex, which combined church, library, and observatory in a single building. Following our trip to Inderby, we ventured to Inner Vesterbro. This neighborhood is home to Tivoli Gardens, a world-famous amusement park and beautiful garden always worth a visit. Just west of Tivoli, you'll find Copenhagen's Central Station. From there, you can reach just about every part of Denmark within 5 or 6 hours, or you can reach Copenhagen Airport in less than 15 minutes. Next to Central Station, you're in the middle of Old Vesterbro, where several cultures and hundreds of languages are spoken in an area not more than 1 square mile. This neighborhood is considered one of the most trendy places to live in and to visit in Copenhagen. For a real treat, visit Copenhagen, Meat Town, home to several restaurants, cafes, and nightclubs, all within a short walk of each other. We mentioned at the beginning Tivoli Gardens. From mid-April to mid-September, a world-class amusement park comes to life in the center of Copenhagen. Tivoli Gardens was founded in 1843 and has become a national treasure and an international attraction. Fairy tale writer Hans Christian Andersen visited many times, as did Walt Disney, who even found the inspiration for his own Disney World here. When the garden was founded, it was placed outside the city's moats, but today, it's located right next to Central Station and within walking distance of City Hall. Part of Tivoli Gardens' secret is that there is something for everyone. The scenery is beautiful, with exotic architecture, historic buildings, and lush gardens. At night, thousands of colored lights create a fairy tale atmosphere that is completely unique. It has quirks and charm, and details for you to discover. You might catch a glimpse of the guinea fowls or peacocks running freely through the garden. More than 24 rides await you, in addition to live entertainment and more than 30 eateries. Also in Inner Vesterbro, you'll find Nye Carlsberg Glyptotek, where you'll be able to explore 6,000 years of art. This beautiful museum, founded in 1888, invites you to discover Northern Europe's largest collection of ancient Mediterranean art and visit the leading collection of French Impressionist paintings in Denmark. The wonderful buildings are filled with atmosphere, and every corner offers a new experience. The heart of the museum is the classic 1906 subtropical winter garden, with tall palm trees, a fountain, and a fish pool. The museum was founded by the renowned brewing magnate Carl Jacobsen, who made Carlsberg beer known worldwide. Next, we'll visit the neighborhood of Frederiksberg. Located between Nørrebro and Vesterbro, you'll find Frederiksberg, which is actually a municipality in itself, but completely surrounded by Copenhagen. Here, there are several fine theaters, from the experimental to the Great Det Nye Teater, the New Theater, which specializes in transcribing the great London and New York musicals into Danish, and has done so for several years with huge success. In Frederiksberg, you'll find Denmark's most beautiful and expensive city villas. These 4 to 5 square miles form the Beverly Hills of Copenhagen. Here you'll also find Frederiksberg Have Garden, which sports huge outdoor concerts, from classical to electronic dance music. To top it off, dining options range from cozy family restaurants to some of the area's most trendy cafes. Visit Frederiksberg Slot, on top of a hill overlooking Frederiksberg Garden in Copenhagen. Frederiksberg Castle is the former summer palace of the Danish royal family and has seen its fair share of drama in the past 300 years. The palace dates back to the early 1700s and is inspired by the Italian style at that time. It was used as a summer palace by King Frederick IV and was the permanent home of King Christian VI. While in Frederiksberg, make sure to visit Copenhagen Zoo. In the zoo, you can meet more than 4,000 amazing animals and travel between continents in a pushcart. Get goosebumps from close encounters with polar bears and see the world from a giraffe's perspective. Test yourself against different animals in the Zoofari playground, learn lots of wild animal facts, and enjoy delicious food. A world to explore awaits. Finally, rounding out your visit to Copenhagen, be sure to visit the neighborhood of Christianshavn. Just across one of the many bridges from Inderby, you'll find Christianshavn, an eclectic area with old brick lanes, houses dating back to the 16th century, and canals which are home to many boats and ships, some of which have been turned into restaurants or even serve as fully furnished homes. The best-known attraction in Christianshavn is Christiania, a free town of residents who squat on a former military area. However, just a stone's throw away from Christiania, you'll find some of the most fashionable waterfront apartment buildings in Copenhagen, as well as the splendid Royal Opera House. Be sure to pay a visit to Christianborg Slot. The Christianborg Palace is situated on the little island of Slotsholmen, Castle Island, which is surrounded by canals in the heart of Denmark's capital. Denmark has one of the oldest monarchies in the world, and the palace has a long, dramatic history, which revolves around the exercise of royal power. Today, Denmark is a constitutional monarchy with a parliamentary system of governance. Under its beautiful copper roof, the palace houses the Danish Parliament, the office of the Danish Prime Minister, and the Supreme Court. It is therefore the center for legislative, executive, and judicial power in Denmark. The palace also accommodates rooms for the Danish monarchy. Focusing on the royal part of the palace, Christianborg Palace is Her Majesty the Queen's working palace. This is where the Queen holds audiences, signs laws, holds banquets and receptions, celebrates royal anniversaries, and receives state visits. It is a working palace where old traditions and the modern royal family meet. You will see dazzling halls adorned with colorful tapestries, vast paintings, patterned floors, glittering chandeliers, and sumptuous stucco ceilings. You can explore the royal kitchen and see its 2 tons of shiny copper kitchenware. You can visit the beautiful palace chapel, stand underneath its dome, and let your head spin as you gaze up to the angels in the ceiling decor more than 30 meters above you. In the royal stables, you'll find the white royal horses in the wintertime, and in the summertime, the exhibition All the King's Horses. All year round, you can see the royal family's array of carriages. One of them is coated with 24-karat gold leaf. You can also explore the underground ruins underneath Christianborg Palace. There are ruins of earlier castles and palaces, showing that the Castle Island is steeped in 800 years of power and political intrigue. Be sure to leave a comment and let us know your thoughts on where you'd like us to go next. Be on the lookout for our next video, as we'll show you the top 10 attractions for your next trip to the Florida Keys. Until next time.